a brilliant play there. I mean, sneaking those two infestors into each of the mineral lines, waiting eventually, for KawaiiRice to move out. And it is quite nice to have a live audience. Maybe someday, but for now, this'll do. And I'm really excited for game 2 between these guys. Catz with just a brilliant play there. I mean, sneaking those two infestors into each of the mineral lines, waiting eventually, for KawaiiRice to move out. And man, the all-in there from KawaiiRice, just, it was like hard countered by those infestors. No medevacs, the fungal growth going down. Catz had the choke as well. The infestors just won the day there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to go ahead and start this next game. It is time for Fractured Glacier. And we are going to have Catz versus KawaiiRice. If you guys were wondering why they're telling each other spawns, it's because we wanted to go ahead and force cross spawn on this map, and we asked the players.
It's more balanced that way.
Yeah, it's more balanced that way, and we asked the players if they were okay with that. That's why we started off the mode in 2v2, and both players said, yeah, we'd prefer cross spawn. It'll be funner. It'll be more balanced.
Yeah, there's no positional imbalance that way.
Exactly.
Keeps it nice and safe, and the thing is obviously the Heart of the Swarm maps haven't really been edited for tournament play or anything like that. No supply depots at the bottom of the ramps or anything like that. So just a little thing we threw in there.
All right, so let's go ahead and introduce the players. At the 12 o'clock position of the map, we do have the teal. No, that's not teal. That is light blue. Sorry, guys. I'm colorblind right now.
Teal's close enough.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'll give you that.
Aqua turquoise.
Aquamarine.
Zerg player. It is, of course,
Rude Catz.
All right, down at the 6 o'clock position, we do have the yellow Terran player, and he is now down 1 game in this set. Can he beat the creative Zerg player? What's his name?
Terran player, KawaiiRice.
Yes. All right, man. Well, forcing cross spawn here, which should make for an interesting game. We'll see what happens here on this map. And your thoughts on the opening builds, perhaps? Obviously, we haven't seen anything yet, but...
Well, it looks like it's going to be a CC first here out of Kawhi, and he is going to decide to put it on the high ground here. I like that decision.
And you know what? I watched you play a lot of games against Catz.
Yep.
And when Catz scouted out you going for CC first, he actually pulled a ton of drones off his mineral line.
I don't think he'll do it cross map.
Yeah, and on top of that, I don't know if he was doing that just to troll with you.
No, it's actually legit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
He's definitely not the first one to do that. Korean players do that quite often.
Okay.
It does work.
I don't think he's going to do it, though, because it's cross spawn, further distances. And it looks like he's just going to say, all right, you go with your CC first, buddy.
You go your way, I'll go mine.
Yeah. And actually, a good response to command centering first is going triple hatch before pool. And lo and behold, triple hatch before pool coming out from Catz.
It is a good response. Your only real worries are any kind of early potential pressure at that third. That's really one of the only things you need to watch out for.
Right.
A 2 racks follow-up to the CC first. They can get out quite a few Marines. Maybe do some sort of a bunker rush at your third. You're only going to have speedless Lings. But Queens are excellent for holding off that type of play. And we'll have to see how many Queens Catz decides to get here and if he decides to work down those rocks or not. What's interesting is KawaiiRice could actually use these rocks in a reverse fashion. Imagine if KawaiiRice destroyed the rocks at Catz's natural somehow.
Right.
And then was able to isolate the third and prevent reinforcements from coming in.
Ooh. That's actually kind of sick, man.
I know.
That's not a bad idea.
Right. It would be tough to pull off, but if you could, it would just be absolutely devastating.
Right, and by the way, guys, the collapsible rock tower in this form is much weaker than when the rocks actually avalanche down. When the rocks come down, I don't know if they have more HP or they have more armor, but they're much harder to kill off. So it's very easy, what I'm trying to say is very easy to break this down and have it collapse down. So now Kawhi is going to see the triple hatch before pool, and his response, just add a factory and another CC.
Yeah, KawaiiRice playing very macro-centric style here. And gonna open up with Reactored Hellions here, get a bit of map control, potentially get down a starport for a Banshee. That'll help scout around the map, potentially pick off some drones. Any kind of early roach aggression from Catz would be held off. And It looks like he's going to swap that out right now. Do we see a starport or an additional factory? It is going to be a starport, so expect him to get a tech lab right next to that starport. Go ahead and get a Banshee out. Going to get those first few Hellions out here, and, you know, mission control here for KawaiiRice and Catz. Very standard macro Wings of Liberty style openings here, and, you know, I think the Wings of Liberty style openings still do have a lot of greetings. I mean, they're still very effective.
Oh, for sure.
And you can just add those Heart of Swarm units in later.
And the reason why we ran this tournament without any incentivizations to play Heart of the Swarm units or anything like that is because we wanted players to utilize what they thought would be best so that Blizzard can balance this game for the future of esports. Now, I just want to say I like how Kawhi left the rocks at really low HP. He can break it down later, have it collapse on units below.
Definitely.
Dealing damage. It creates an artificial force field.
Definitely.
Or I guess it wouldn't be artificial. It would actually be like a real force field, if you will.
Well, it just creates an impassable group of rocks.
And I just...
Well, let's call it what it is.
All right, and there's another thing, too. I don't think Swarm hosts are actually that good on this map, especially versus Terran, because a Terran can get tanks right here on the high ground. There's a narrow choke right here, plus the rocks. Swarm hosts, I don't know if they would be the best idea on Fractured Glacier, so I'm not fully expecting to see Catz go for Swarm hosts on this map.
Yeah, he might be able to use them to... Oh, and we do have some Hellions working their way into the third here. One drone has gone down. A bunch of Lings are going down here as well, but...
There's a Zergling run by, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he didn't break down the rocks, and he might be hitting himself in the face for not breaking them down. These are a lot of Zerglings.
Oh, and he lifted off his factory, so he has no more Hellions in production. He does have that Banshee, though, and it's just sitting idle. KawaiiRice doesn't notice that he has that Banshee there.
He brought his Hellions back to help defend, and the Hellions are very weak, but he will just barely be able to make a hold here.
Yeah, but Catz denying all of that mining time. Both of the mules were pulled off as well on accident. KawaiiRice losing a ton of minerals right there.
And for those of you guys who are wondering, mules don't have an attack, so there's no reason to pull them off.
Yes.
Unless you want to repair.
And here we go, a ton of Lings streaming in here for Catz. He might just end up killing Kawhi here. This would be a horrible way to go out.
Oh no.
He's losing everything at his natural, and Catz doing tremendous amounts of damage here. Just a little bit of an oversight on KawaiiRice's part here. He's just... Oh man, he's taking so much damage at the natural right now. So many SCVs have gone down. 41 to 27 drone to harvester count. KawaiiRice in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and Kawhi right now, I would say break down those rocks, man. It's only 47 health away from breaking down. He could limit all these Zerglings from running inside.
Yeah, man.
Kill the rocks off, Kawhi. Kill the rock. And Catz is going to break it down for him. I don't know about that.
Well, you know, Catz...
Maybe he just...
Catz might just want to macro up really hard behind this. I mean,
yeah.
He certainly didn't have enough Lings to continue fighting there. He wasn't going to do any more damage. He would have just lost the rest of those Lings.
And look, 11 Mutalisks on the way by Root Catz.
Wow.
Huge tech switch here.
Well,
and after that, I mean, as a Terran player, would you expect this many Mutas to come?
Probably not, but KawaiiRice may be prepared for it. He's building a ton of Marines.
He has engineering base.
He does. He also... Does he have...
He's not going to have stim yet for another 70 seconds. And the Mutas could potentially... I mean, theoretically, they could snipe the tech lab. I don't think they will.
Yeah, but here's the thing. KawaiiRice has already taken so much harassment damage in the form of those Zerglings.
Right.
And now the Mutas are, rest assured, they will get quite a few SCV kills here. There's no denying it. KawaiiRice sees those pop into his main. Stim is not done yet. He brings the Marines back, but he really has no defenses set up to deal with this. One Mutalist does go down there, picks off another SCV. So many workers being killed here. Denies the construction of that. GG's called. KawaiiRice is out.
Wow. A quick 2-0 for Root Catz. And Catz is going to go on into the Grand Finals. Wow.
Wow.
Impressive play by Catz right there.
Yeah, Catz just looking outstanding throughout this whole tournament. He's been doing an excellent job. And just a little bit of an oversight there from KawaiiRice. Not breaking down those rocks. Not building any more Hellions. He actually only built those initial 4 Hellions. And then he swapped the factory off and built a barracks there. And that ended up hamstringing his production for long enough that those Lings just did way too much damage.
Yeah,
I mean, it was irrecoverable.
Alright guys, well, we now know who's in the grand finals and we know who's going to be in the third place matchup. Kawaii Light is going to be playing against White Ra for the third place matchup, $250. That will be coming up next. Please don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to go to the third place matchup and the grand finals. Stay tuned. This is HD and Pain User. We'll be right back.